light at the other end of their eyes. Yeah, can't compromise, not nothing. Might see the whole surmise in a summary put into a prize. You can't get quiet on the other end of the price. You know it might come as a surprise, but I'm the one holding up the prize clutch, and I know that we have the problem sized up. But I gotta get them sliced up, otherwise they're not knowing what counts as a nice cut. I mean, why would they try us? Always gonna come to the other end without knowing what decides the final bend. I'm gonna try the other timing, yeah, trying to get the timing right, but I know it might just decipher on a different way, hopping in the cipher just to show them what is right. And it might be lighter on a foot, but I know the name is gonna be known no matter what you type first. So check a tight face, and it might face difficult questions that get you right in the deeper mind. In the deeper mind state, I state some things that'll jump off the page. And what the fuck does a page to you? I'm sure that it settles underneath the radar, but it came far and I came way farther. Luke, I'm your father, I'm the one that's gonna scuffle ya on getting into a scuffle or a shuffle just to see if it harms ya. Who the one that arms ya? I just came through with the arms, and I know that's a charm that disarms ya. This is one thing that'll come, I'm the farmer, yeah, or whatever you wanna call the name ringing, and it's ringing out bells. That's what the fuck I call the star power, or whatever comes first. But I know the tall tower, probably the one that I'm leaning down, looking up. Hope you got the lean on it, but I've seen enough. I'ma see if you're stuck in place like you got the time state. I mean, I might state my wrongs, my regrets, but I know that I'm staying in the right state, cause my mind flies, yeah. And it might just be pilgrimage, but I can't even wait till the villain is on the other end of the page, gonna get discerned and dismembered. No way that the membership's gonna ever come and get curbed, but I know the curbs that you're stepping on probably got the words that coming out the other end of. And this is the last December, you're gonna remember. Feel the humming of the drums, and it's kinda sick from a distance, but I know you're feeling it, and it's up and coming. But what is the one? This is just one member. I'm not sure if you remember, but it's rubber that is breaking off the patch and then coming and sticking back in, blasting back off the wall, and that's just how you gon' bring the whole game back in. What's the tragedy they're referring to? It might be hurting you. I'm the new kind of thing, you ain't heard it yet, but it's just more than something that would murder you. I mean, there's too many numbers coming through, ripping on the mic, the thing I prefer to do, and it's a curvature that you might learn, like you learn the truth after too many years, just flipping through it, pages that are not actually giving you something other than concerns and things that carving out places in your brain and staying there. But the carbon synthetic, I mean, it might just get you headed in the wrong way, and this is just prophetic. There's so much pathetic messaging that'll get into your head if you let it. I'm not trying to get split like lettuce, but I know the remedy is something they can't get us. I mean, I'm tending to be on the right, tending, snapping it back, and they can't pretend they're not pretentious. What the fuck are they learning or lending? I mean, I'm leaning in the right direction. I know that I can see, I know my complexion. Got a lot of complex questions being raised, but my quest is something deeper than the fucking raise sign, and the raise hits, and it might just give you a raise. And this is just one question, I hope you can appraise this. I mean, there's too many praises you can give, but really to learn in the place it is the only thing that I can learn to replace my gifts. Really, I'm patient with it, and I'm staying with it, trying to stay in the station with it, but they want me to explore the spaceships. There's too many spaces to go, and I'm not sure which way to go, but I know that I can't stay complacent, so I'm gonna have to learn my way in, catching visions. This is something I need to be ending my time in, cause I'm sure that their friends is in being in high places. It might be seeing me, it might be scraping. I'm scraping my last dollar, and it's senseless out the couch cushions, but they're cushioning me when I fall. Never that would go against the actual senseless violence of the state that they constantly pray against us. And it's just place, it's commonplace. I'm not sure if there's anyone that actually thinks that it's the wrong way, so let me just tell y'all all the way. This is hostility built into the system we all live with every day. This is something new that's gonna be glooming and discriminating. This channel 00, know that I'm feeling ya, and I feel the for real though. Know you're feeling the frigid air that's feeling ya freezing. It might just get you frozen in place and keeping you holding. I know the whole thing is a new name that you can't fact, you can enjoy it too if you would understand what the fuck I'm trying to do is buoyant too, floating a few things to them, break flowing, you know it's floating all the way through their brain, and they can't even get it through them, can't even truth through them. Cause the truth serum I'm giving them through the fucking flow that's gifting to them, vaccines that are changing the poison in their brains, reversing the course of them. And this is of course something that you can't even be on the course of unless you got the 4-course meal, got stomach for it, but you're gonna get some things forced up. Not to be a little bit exploited or explicit, I mean, let me just tell you, if you're listening, I'm the one that's getting it glistening. This is just the last you'll be listening to. This is too many things ringing true at the same time. Your brain can barely even listen to it, get you sizzling too. And I'm just trying to get the scissors, cut them through so you can see the page flipping, cause there's other things underneath it if you listen to subtext in the fine print, trying to find it. I mean, I'm finding my wise cracks, probably just cracking on the backs, and there's just too many things that are happening. I mean, it's crackling. I'm trying to move my passion past them so they can see what the fuck I'm heckling for. But I'm bounded, and I'm bound to get a grip. I know that they found it, and I know that it's quite sicker than it sounded. But this is the way that it sounds when I'm just pounding my message across, trying to get it so it's creeping out the cracks everywhere around them. And that's the last thing that they ever wish they could have brought the founders for. Cause I'm gonna drown you in more. I got raw shit that's gonna have you on the floor expounding, and I'm sure they expanded on their points, thinking that they have many plans they need to get planning or explaining on, going on and on. But I'm just chilling in a cabin, waiting till the havoc is over, cause they've been has-beens. But the peace I'm having is the most valuable thing that I'm having, so I'm gonna have to grab a piece of it just so I can make sure that I have it tucked in the pocket. Cause what's gonna come after all this shit collapses, I'm not sure, but I'ma have my preparations handy. They might just wanna hand me some guards list. Probably got so many pictures to paint with me, and angrily I'm trying to take their complacency and make it something that they don't have to wait to see. Just wait till the wave moves past ya. This is just barely past blasphemy. The maelstrom's gonna pass you peacefully if you let it, but damn it's strong, and the mail you're gonna get strung out. Probably got the whole song sung, and what the fuck are you coming? I came across one, but this is just a cross you barely wish you were born, but it's worn out by the time I crossed paths with them. But that's the last they ever heard, and that's just the last stone they wish they had tossed it across my path, and I used it to build a tower that I built forth, and that's the cornerstone trying to corner me. But there's more at the other corner that I hit, just quartered and drawing pictures so they can get the picture I'm painting it on the walls. They can't lose it. I'm losing all my marbles like I dropped them on the floor, and the cops are tripping on them, and I'm trying to just give them all the description. I'm not discriminating, I'm just scribbling. I got a lot of things on my brain, and I'm not sure if I can explain it, but let me get into the redemption. Let me get as deep in it as I can, cause I'm the chemist. I'm the one that bring the blessings, might just pierce your blemish. If you let me, don't even tarnish the reputation, cause I'm the illest. I'm the one that's putting it across you, trying to taste the motherfucking realest and the realest. I mean, it's illegitimate the things they say to me. They're not even knowing what ill is. They're not knowing how to be the realest, how to keep the wheels turning. I'm still discerning more than they're ever earning. They can't even see the eyes that are blinking. Yeah, there's a deeper eye in me that I can see beyond the things they're putting to the table, trying to give some kind of weakling, some kind of false hope, or some kind of answers to some bullshit questions. Gonna have to pull a fucking plug on it, pull open the door like an airlock so they can get sucked out it. Yeah, pause. Gonna have to get locked in the air cause they can barely stand what the fucking pressure's got. Put it on them. Fuck MAGA all day, Ryan DeLange. No, that's the thing I came with, and now I brought it back. Standards like the ranch, always getting the motherfucking one table on one floor is all I need for peace. I just need to keep myself in the right headspace, and really I'm spacing out when they wanna be bringing these bullshit things to me. Cause angrily I'm just trying to take my time and sip my tea. This is just a new blistering kind of blizzard, might just get your fucking fingertips sizzling with the heat. And it's something that's underneath all of us, bubbling like it's a pot boiling, roiling. No, there's the rage in it, and I'm not trying to be raging out. I'm just trying to say that there are too many things on my brain at once for me to even place them in any kind of order. Gonna stop it for you, stop it frisking. I'm just wondering if there's something that I've been thinking that is actually ordered, or if there's a disorder I have that's keeping me on the prowl the way they want me. But I know that it's not for you. Forward, it's how I bit more engagement in the chat that I'm living. Check the life that I'm loving. This is some new shit to be discovering. This is some coming out and puffing it like I got that one shit put up in the spliff, and they're gonna have to put up with it. Yeah, like posters I put up and shit, just so you can understand the circumference and the comeuppance. I know I'm coming up with some shit that you're not gonna forget for a minute. And this is one thing coming tumbling through. What's it to you? This is just some new things that are probably opening up the trust in you and getting vehicles of thoughts and neurons moving, synapses to open up. And you never knew what the fuck they were doing, but now they're grooving, and it's 2 cents in you, and this is just a new sense to you. Wanted to be on your own fucking level that you've been on your whole life, without knowing that there's so much more, and you won't have to settle if you just open up your mind just a little. See what's going on outside of it, see if it can solve the riddle for you, but it's not pretty, is it? And I hope that it's gonna drop or drizzle like the rain when it came, but only for a second, and then it dips for the next thing. There's a chaw, help me flow. I don't have a chaw in, I just got a weird thing with my jaw, so that's the only thing that I came for, and I know that it's a all in, but there's too many things that I put in, and I know they're pausing the video, running it back just to see what it was that I said. But there's so many things coming out, never done that chaw shit in my life, or any type of nicotine, even cigarettes. But I'll smoke my weed, going off the dome and rolling that shit up just to see what goes, and if the smoke goes with the potpourri. And I know you know some things, and yeah, this is just some blaring. This is me not caring. This is what I'm bringing to the table when it's not apparent that they're staring at me. So let me just tell you how the fuck to rip the fucking alarm till it's blaring. This is some shit that you take when you know that they need to get aware with all, cause otherwise they're gonna wear you out. And the werewolf's call comes when the full moon is out enough that I can see where you all stand. And this is just barely all. This is a terrible way to fucking be charitable and tearing the flows till they can't even stare at the wall. Yeah. J. Cole? What's that? Oh, J. Cole. J. Cole or Jake's Hole. You can pull that up if you want, cause I don't go that way though. But I know that the game's swole. There's too much talent, so many people that got shit to put out. So you gotta find ways to stand out, and there's always things to listen to, the inspiration, so you can get the doubt out of your system, and just keep spraying shit out of your brain and hoping that someone is listening. And this shit just gets into the veins of the whole system. Hopefully all of civilizations listening at one point in time or another, just to find their place in it and find a way that they can get their foot in the door. Footage of it doesn't even get enough fucking across to the fucking viewer so they can understand what's happening. They're gonna have to watch more. I just want to chat now. Still not that many people in yet. I don't want to read I'll get back to the rapping later. What are we doing out there? Check. How's that sound? Sounds decent to me. Jesus Huawei. How we doing out there, y'all? I'm gonna go back to the rapping in a little bit. I just wanted to look up some things. Should we get into Virginia yet? Because I feel like that news is depressing as hell. But I want to get into some of the things that Democrats can do if they want to counteract what was done in Virginia and some of the other redistricting things going on. So I want to get into that, as well as whatever came out in the UFO disclosure, although I don't think it was very much. Don't think it's very much at all. How you doing out there? How's everybody living? Yeah, I'll just pull this shit up. Let's start with the UFO shit, since that's more fun. How about that? I saw some people posting some misinformation about this. Some Congress people posting misinformation, if you can believe that. If you can believe that Republican Congress people would be posting misinformation about UFOs. You probably can't believe it, but it's true. That's what was happening. Get Reuters. Should I just look at the Department of War? Should I just look at what they put out? You're living stoned? Hell yeah, bruh. Same, honestly, bro. You know, that guy earlier is the first person who's called out that it does kind of look like I have a chaw in when I'm talking. Looks like I have like a lip in, but I've never done anything like that nicotine wise. Not into all that, but I don't know why my mouth does that a little bit when I'm rapping and talking. Previously classified files on alleged UFO sightings to provide what it called unprecedented transparency. Many of the documents had already been made public. Yeah, this is what I knew. I knew they were just kind of like, we already know everything there is to know about UFOs, which is that they don't really know. And there's just like there's a few objects that have been caught on camera, or in some cases maybe recovered, that we don't know what the fuck they are. And I think in some cases they've probably tried to reverse engineer them. And you have people like Bob Lazar who talk about that, but I don't really know that I don't know if I believe Bob Lazar. But I believe that things like that have happened where they have to do secretive programs to discover some of these objects, or to study them, because they don't know what they are. But it's most likely that it's some kind of like somebody in the world is making some type of fucking technology that we don't understand. Could be people from outside of this world. I feel like that makes less sense, but there's some interesting theories to get into when it comes to all this stuff. But I just feel like in terms of what they have, or at least what they're willing to release, it's not going to be much. Did they find an alien? No. What I don't know is if because we've seen all this footage, all this bullshit footage. It's just like little, circular objects or whatever. You can't understand what any of them are. But I wonder, did they release anything about objects being found? Because that was a big speculation, is that like some of these crash sites, they recover things and then they have people study them. So I wonder if that, it doesn't seem that they've released any information on that, which to me that at this point is the only thing worth caring about. Like, because we all know that that there are some instances of flying objects that we don't understand. The only thing that we don't have confirmed is like, what type of technology is it? Small white dot that's a long distance away. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene says she doesn't even care about the UFO files. Whoa. Doesn't even give a fuck about the Epstein files or the UFO files. I think they did realize that like just dumping a bunch of files out there is a good way to just kind of like feed people red meat, you know what I mean? It just keeps people distracted for a while. I don't think anybody gives a fuck about these. Have fun and enjoy. So funny that that's what Trump said about it. Have fun. So unserious, bro. Incredibly unserious. The move was welcomed by U.S. Representative Tim Burchett, proponents of declassifying UFO files. I just don't think there's anything interesting in any of this shit. These are the images that were captured. I think that's the object, because I believe that's a craft. It's a human helicopter or something. It's like this is all we're looking at. Now what the fuck is this? Actual site photo with FBI lab rendered graphic overlay. What? Ellipsoid bronze metallic object disappearing instantaneously. Corroborating eyewitness reports. So can we see those? Did they release those? This is essentially a rendering of what they're saying. There were some witnesses saw basically this appear in the sky. Appear and then disappear. Sounds like bullshit to me. Maybe, bro. Maybe it's something spooky. Maybe there's a fucking spooky guy out there. For all I know. For all I know, that's some kind of spooky guy. It does seem kind of like, what's it called? one of the best alien movies, Arrival. Might need to give that movie a watch. That kind of looks like what this is. It was real, bro. The Hollywood people were, it was real. It's propaganda. This is cool. Bruh. So these are things that have slipped into our view for like, you know, fractions of a second. And we've never been able to get our hands on ever since. And that's all this information tells us. And again, there's nothing about if some type of like material was ever recovered, or if they ever had to do some kind of like backwards, engineering of. Now this one was cool. This was the one that I saw somebody saying was like a fucking angel or something, or like some Republican congressperson compared this like star-shaped thing to an angel. I'll see if I can find that. Yeah, it was Lauren Boebert. No, maybe not. This was the shit I saw. Just playing this dumbass ad. Yeah. With the dog and whatnot. Bro, these ads take fucking forever. It's because I keep clicking away from it.
Just revealed 160 government
What's
files
up? Yo, I don't know how to pronounce your
400
name.
alleged UFO encounters, including this infrared military video from 2013 of what appears to be an 8-pointed star streaking across the sky. Mysterious white and black aerial blips that defy the laws of physics. More grainy still images of the unexplained. And this image taken from the moon by the Apollo 17 astronauts of what appears to be lights hovering overhead. The astronauts later suggested it could have been ice crystals. Today, President Trump posted, with these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves. But there are no reports of aliens or spacecraft in government custody. Many leading astrophysicists remain skeptical.
Just because you see something and you don't know what it is,
Mr. Tyson.
you can't then
People
say
really believe.
it must be aliens.
People believe Neil deGrasse Tyson is like a straight up agent of the state, bro. Yeah, we need Will Smith.
A flying disc.
But I feel like if
Will
Will Smith was going to save us from something, it wouldn't be UFOs. We need him to save him from other stuff. We need him to save us from other stuff.
Circles flying in unison.
He's got a lot of
I have
slapping
not
to
seen
do.
anything to suggest that we've been visited by any intelligent life forms out there.
But the universe is massive, at least 2 trillion.
Informed some and tell them tonight that are near.
It's unexplained that America's average.
Where's the thing about that weird guy? This guy. Tell me more about this guy. Just advertising this product on my stream. They better hit me up with the fucking bag.
160 government files detailing 400 streaking across the sky.
This.
Mysterious white and black Air 2013 of what alters, including this infrared military video from 2013.
This is
of what
crazy.
appears to be an 8-pointed star streaking across the sky.
What the fuck
white
is that?
And black aerial blips that defy the laws of physics. More grainy still images of
I
the
want to see more about
unexplained.
that one.
And this image taken from the moon by the Apollo 17 astronauts of what appears to be
Why
lights
doesn't that come up in
hovering
this
overhead.
collection?
The astronauts later suggested it could have been ice crystals. Today, President
these
Trump
are so
posted,
dumb, dude.
with these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves.
Okay, just watch that. Why does it have this twice on the same page? Some of this footage is so spooky and cool. Look at this shit, bro. This is like some fucking... This is like some Victorian horror shit. Show me the guy. That's cool. That looks like that looks like one of those translucent fish. Oh, there it is, bro. That's a fucking Googa right there. We're fucked. We're fucked, bro. There it is right there. Damn. It's really over. It's truly over for us. Do not talk to me like that.
All right, for the future of everything, now to what might be the most consequential news of the week, of the month, or even the decade, or the century. Bear with me, I know I get a little bit stoked about this stuff, but there are two scientific papers that just dropped that absolutely blew my mind. You know, there's been so much talk about whether aliens exist. You got the UAP hearings, all those black and white military videos, drones in the sky, and obviously AI making things even more confusing. Well, for me, there are two papers that are out right now that just cut through all of the noise by going back in time and taking a look at sky survey plates from the 40s, the 1940s, and 1950s. Basically, these are pictures of our night sky and all the stars night after night before humans ever sent anything into space. This is pre-Sputnik, pre-Apollo, like nothing metallic, nothing reflective should have been orbiting planet Earth, right? Well, guess what? There were lights in the sky that they still can't explain. They call these transients. Sometimes they were there, sometimes they weren't. Take a look at this right here. So this is the night sky, September 1952. September 1952 on the 14th, a little bit later. July 1952. All of these three, they look the same, except for right here. What the heck is that? What is this little blob of lights? It wasn't there, and then it was.
I don't care about the lights, bro. Show me the weird star Googa. It is like an old Renaissance painting.
Skyscanner searches billions of prices from all our favorite travel sites in one place.
Sorry. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it to show you these ads because I'm not getting paid for it. It's just a lose-lose situation. So what do we think this is, folks? Because that looks like a fucking... Looks like a guy to me. Is that just like a trick of the light, maybe? Leaves a little trail behind it. Maybe some kind of drone. That's honestly what this looks like, is some kind of drone. It looks a little bit like, maybe this was mentioned before, but it kind of looks like Terrence Howard's little fake invention thing that he brought on Joe Rogan's podcast. I can't remember what it was called. Hey, what up, Twy? A Googa. Yeah, it's literally a Googa, bro. Like, that's what that is. What was Terrence Howard's bullshit called? I think they said at the time that that's what this looks like, which might mean that this was already out there, that footage was already out there. Yeah, this thing. But I guess somebody else invented it that isn't even Terrence Howard. Which, like, this isn't a real invention, by the way, but it's like some shape that he designed, this. And basically said that I mean, this is like how he thinks like the universe works or something. You can see that he built it with some kind of like toy snap together Lincoln log type things. But I do believe they make drones that look like this one, which some student made.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. They made him like the spokesperson of News Nation. That's crazy. Proof to the world of science and mathematics that 1 times 1 equals 2. Going back down the Terrence Howard rabbit hole would be hilarious. Get hype about. Yeah, the thing is, Dino, is that like this doesn't even work for Joe Rogan at this point. This isn't even interesting to Joe Rogan because he's already gone over all this like grainy ass footage of nothing, and he's acknowledged that on the show that like there's not this, you know, you can't tell shit from that. It's just as likely to be nothing as it is to be something interesting. But yeah, this kind of looks like one of these like 360 drones. No, Chris, I just got started a little bit ago. Just fucking around looking at these UFO things. This would be a cool looping image. I might actually have to use that. That could be fucking cool. Just hearing that, like hearing the beat with that looping over it is actually pretty tight. Alright, let me fucking write some things down so I can do some freestyling about it. What did they call that alien thing? They called it Nephilim. Ophanim. This was reposted by like a fucking some congressperson or something. I'm trying to pull it up. It's taking forever. This shit. So this looks like basically like a biblical depiction of an angel or something, but just vaguely, just because like of the shape. It is cool comparison though. God, this sucks. But yeah, this, so you've heard people talk about like the biblically accurate angel, and this is what they're referring to, like eyes in a circle and wings and that sort of thing. And so there are evangelical Christians out there who believe that these UFOs that we see or aliens out there are some kind of demons. So they've embraced the idea that we are visited by UFOs or aliens or creatures from another world or whatever, and in their mind it's demons because that fits into their evangelical apocalyptic worldview. And so, you know, this feeds into that, this thinking that this object is some kind of angel or something. Although, to be perfectly honest, while it does look cool, it also just kind of looks like some kind of drone or something. Maybe some kind of experimental technology. That's what all this stuff seems to be, is some kind of experimental technology. Because otherwise it would have to be something that like enters our planet from somewhere else or something, which would be cool. But crabs? You think it's like sky crabs? Them damn flying crabs. I caught those once. Just happened. I hate it when the stream does that. Alright, I'm gonna go back to rapping. No, wait, actually, not yet. I need to write down some more words. So what that thing is called is ophanine. I've ended up rapping about aliens a lot on this stream. Chariots of the Gods. I've actually, that rings a bell. Glitchy in the early going. Pentagon appears to be using as its model a setup similar to the one the Department of Justice began employing in releasing the Epstein files. That's an interesting detail. No interpretation of the unidentified anomalous phenomena shared by the White House. That's true. When they dropped the Epstein files, they didn't interpret them at all. Like, there was no explanation for a lot of what was in there. And the same is true here. Sorry, let me just send the text back. Handed down to early human civilization by extraterrestrials. Yeah, Joe Rogan loves that type of shit. That's the type of shit he's been talking about for a long time. That's probably why I've heard of that book before. Alright. Which one should I start with? I'll do this one. Yeah. I object to all of these flying objects flying by my eyes just to see what I get. I mean, I need a check if I'm gonna talk about all this shit unchecked, just to distract the public, to get them going on some other shit, while there's all kinds of bombs dropping and drama happening across the ocean, killing children in their schools and pretending that there's something to learn about when it comes to fucking spaceships and aliens flying in our airspace, and thinking that I'm gonna space it, thinking that I can space this shit out and not even be dropping the same inkling, the same anchors but on their brains that open up the outlet. This is some shit that needs to get out, so let's see if they found it, let's see if they can doubt it. There's some shit in the sky that none of us can wrap our brains around, some things that might just amount to eyes that are watching us as we're moving around and walking around on this earth, and this civilization that we founded probably is gonna get drowned in all the fucking drama that's coming, and I hope that they found us indisposed, and this is just as close as we're gonna get to disclosure, cause there's too much that gets exposed, and if it's indisposed, then all of a sudden all this shit will enclose, and everyone will know that the boat is sinking and there's nowhere to go, so they better just get their clothes and dip and just hop over the edge, and really I'm edging closer to it, and I know that there's no way to close the page on this, cause things will keep happening as time folds in on itself. Only type of alien theory that I like is the type that gets into interdimensional health, and the multiverse kinda just splitting open on itself and just becoming disassembled, and the assembly needs to happen, cause the alerts and the alarms that are starting go off in my head, starting to split off. It seems like naturalistic life is starting to shift again, and there's too many things happening at once. All of a sudden our brains just get into the digits and the circuitry of the universe and start to change things without permission. This is just the way that history goes, and always did and always has, and it's a hazard to us. Info hazards, what they call it, when too much is hitting the mainstream at once, and people can barely even tolerate it. This is just too much coming from the tower, but the tower's faking. There's just a lot that's coming in on our plate that we can barely talk about. There's just so many ways to talk around it, and not enough ways to get into it, and not enough inflections in plain English to speak upon it with, so let me just speak upon it. This is history come upon us. It might just be a point, an inflection point where humanity is facing an older or newer version of itself, fully evolve, and an epoch is probably gonna just put us in his pocket and pocket the profit that we made, energy that is getting made in excess, going the wrong way, and the long hallway that they got us going down, and it all completes, and I'm just trying to compute all these things. They got us thinking, and they got us waiting. I mean, I'm just waiting until my ankles stop feeling the weight, cause I'm not waiting, and I'm just trying to make my space like I'm making my way through space, giving me a bunch of charts and shit and chat, and I'm not trying to chart my way through that. I'm just gonna wait till they get the right party. I'm just pulling apart the plate. I mean, there's too many things that I'm trying to contemplate. Really, I'm waiting till they are all less fake. And a pointing emoji, waiting for the point of it. I know that it's poignant, and I know that the 8-point star that they released the footage of probably got us going and shit, and I'm not gonna get going again, but I know that they noticed it, and I know that the whole thing probably got us moving in slow motion and shit, but the motion is something we can't explain. It's some kind of mysterious propulsion, and it's really repulsive, isn't it? And I'm just trying to get as close as I can get to the pulse of it, to see what is going on within it, but the circuitry is something that I don't know yet, and I know that I'll probably get there closer. What the fuck are they gonna know? It's something deeper, might expose ya. This is something only losers get preoccupied with, but this is just a pie in the face of that pie in the sky shit, cause there's things flying around, objects that we don't have to comply with yet, but it's something to distract from the Epstein files that we didn't get, that they left in a pile, but really they're just piling in, and I'm not gonna pile on, but I know that the smile only begins soon as I bring the miles in, and I know that they'll find it when the doors open, they file in, and how the fuck are they gonna find him if I'm just stunting? What the fuck are they trying to apply when I'm using my appliances and just doing the sciences? And when it comes to this shit, they're saying the propriety of it is to probably just wait and leave it lying. I'm not waiting till they stop lying, I'm just probably denying I'm properly in compliant with these papers that they're trying to release. The violence not clear, and the redactions always keep us violent and keep the pages open, and it's constantly obscuring Christopher Joy. And I know that it's perfect, EPFN, not sure what that means, but I know that eventually the effort they put in is gonna get seen, and I'm trying to get seen again, and they're waiting till the scene ends, turns to the next one. Turn that page and just get people talking about something, trying to make this UFO shit mainstream. That's how you know it's played out, and just gonna turn into complaints and things that people can't even say without sounding lame. And that's the game they're playing, and they just trying to keep you in your lane so you won't complain, and you'll just stay there and stop saying things that get you out your pocket. What the fuck are they gonna do to stop it? I mean, this is just them showing us not to rock the boat, but I'm gonna rock it. And this foreign tech that might be in our sky might get us moving awkward, trying to catch up with it. How can we do that if we don't know what caused it? Gotta get scientists in from all over the place, anti-gravity and all and some more shit, just to get them dropping what they know. But seems like kind of a coincidence that a bunch of them going missing as soon as they want to drop this little bullshit, just to get people peeping and talking and acting like this is all they know. It's ridiculous. There's more information about how this technology works, I promise, but they're not releasing it because they view it as military secret. Probably view this within the framing of greater military objectives going on the stage, in the world stage, and just trying to keep me objective. But I'm objecting, and I'm just stopping the problems because they're coming, but I'm just probably gonna connect it with some historical context that probably just gets them disconnected. This is some things to interject with, probably gonna get you dejected and just get you jetting. I hope that you understand my suggestion. I'm just living like a lesson. I know that there's more. This shit gets too complex, and I'm just at the roof of the complex, and really I'm on it less, and to be honest, I know that they're stalling, but I'm just the one that's all in it again, and I'm not sure how they're falling, but of course the path that they're on is gonna be going on again, and really the on end open up over my head so I don't have to see what's going on in the sky, cause it kinda freaks me out. I'm just trying to stay in my lane, and that shit gets too foreign and it gets too quad, and trying to let the fucking monsters into my dream, but I'm sure that the nightmare is over soon. Got so much more to do on this earth, on this ground level, not really worried about some fucking objects that have no object permanence, and it's permanent that my lack of interest is probably gonna get through to them and just be getting them squirming. And I'm sure that the lesson and the message that they're learning is probably gonna change with time. They're gonna have to face it, otherwise this is something that's gonna get a while, and I've been going for a while, and going off the top of the dome probably gets them inscribed and writing this shit so they can describe it later. There's too much at stake, and mistakes are just driving further into my heart, so the art of it is probably something that can't even survive, can't be saved, but the safe where I'm hiding all the things that they're wanting, gold and all kinds of plates, silver, and just different types of value they can't even be nodding along with, trying to get along with species from different planets, just so that maybe we can follow through with our plans for development in the outer fucking rings of it, and the stars and all kinds of objects and different things that might just be in the gravitational pull of it, gonna have to pull through with it, and I'm sure they're sick of it, and I know that there's too much thoroughness, but really the thoroughfare that they're bringing through is gonna have to tell me less, and I can tell that they need to confess this is really a blessing that steps to me. They can't step to me because there's too many epiphanies that I've had that can really just lessen their grip that they have on reality, and that's a reality to me, and actually you're gonna have to deal with that. The inflection might just bless you, might poison you, might just poison your next question so you can barely get it across, and it's poignant, but of course there's always some kind of target to point at. Might as well shop at Target, cause the fucking equity that you're gonna get included in to the end of it probably gonna diversify your whole fucking complexity, and I know you're gonna try some shit. Perplexity couldn't get a proper read on me. You tried the shit, so why would you even try to be standing on the right slide with it? Just wait till I slide in, and I know that you're gonna find that I'm the sly one, so let me just slide my hand in the fucking trigger, pull that shit, see where we might end. Alright, we want to get to the shit with Virginia yet, and Democrats and gerrymandering? Do we want to go through all that news, or are you ready? Are you ready to get depressed about that? What else is going on that we're curious about? I'm not trying to. What else is in the news at the moment? What's up, Big Jerry? I like that name, Big Jerry. Hell yeah, Chris. That was sounding good. Yeah. Yeah, so this was like a call that happened where apparently, as it was passed along to the news, it was discussed as being like desperation, right? Like the Democrats are in desperation. What's going on with the ballroom? Is there anything new with that? I didn't think so. Although corruption stories tied to that are always a good thing to talk about because they don't get talked about enough. Of course, Bill Maher is defending the ballroom. Bill Maher loves a good ballroom. Ballroom security, yeah. So that's kind of the outcome of the event that happened at the correspondence dinner, is they've basically used it as a justification to dump a bunch more money into this ballroom, like, oh, it needs all this security, and I think that they can build it faster if it's supposedly for security reasons. So that's what they have going on there. Private discussion. Members from Virginia and Hakeem Jeffries vented anger, spoke about a collective determination to flip seats, discussed a bank shot proposal to redraw the congressional lines anyway. So I like the plan that they're talking about. They probably leaked it to the press so they could get a sense of how people would respond to this plan. I like this plan. Doesn't mean it would work, but this is the type of shit they could do. But we'll get to that. Consult with their lawyer. So, Mr. Jeffries, I just don't trust Jeffries to come to the right conclusion about what to do in this situation. Yeah, some people say that, Francis. Definitely was never the intention. Although I guess the way the guy's drawn is kind of like racially ambiguous, the way my little Eb head is drawn. But it's not really meant to be that way. I guess it sort of is. I want it to be like relatable no matter who's looking at it. The conversation reflected the desperation. That's what I was saying before. The most dramatic idea they discussed: unusual gambit to replace the entire Supreme Court with the goal of reinstating their gerrymandered map. Mixed reactions on the call. See, Spanberger needs to do that. They just need to do it. So essentially the plan would be to remove... What happened is the Virginia Supreme Court struck down this gerrymandered map in favor of the Democrats and set the Democrats back. So there is a path forward where theoretically they could remove all of the Democrats from... or they could remove all of the Supreme Court justices in the state of Virginia, just remove them all by lowering the retirement age. So if they would lower the retirement age enough, it would kick all of them out, and then they could reinstate new justices who would push through this bill. I think they should absolutely do that, because that's the kind of shit Trump has been getting away with, and, they might be sheepish about it. The thing about this is that, like, Democrats demur on doing stuff like that and don't want to pick certain fights, which they should. They should pick every fight they could. But they're also right in the way that, like, going that way would also just get tangled up in court eventually. So trying to push these things through in a way that isn't going to just end up with a loss. That's kind of the thing with this gerrymandering stuff in general. It's like, yeah, if you get just like unquestionable dubs, it's great. But once it starts going back and forth in the courts and shit, then you're fucked. But the Republicans are just always able to get away with it. They disobey the courts. They run roughshod over the courts. They've done this before, where they've replaced all the Supreme Court justices to get their way. They've done that. And that's essentially what Trump has done as well. And in many smaller cases, he's definitely done that. And in the case of the Supreme Court, he's done it as well, to an extent. So, I mean, I think to the general American people, the approach of removing all of those court justices, replacing them, and doing the gerrymandered map anyway, that's the way to go. That's what people want to see Democrats do, because they've seen Republicans do that type of shit for years. And they see how the Democratic base wants to believe in this idea that, like, we don't behave that way. That's a self-destructive form of politics. But they have just won so much and gained so much ground by behaving that way, that it's time for Democrats to find a counterpart to it. After Democrats had fought Republicans to a rough draw, a pair of recent court rulings gave the GOP the upper hand. Republicans are looking for every advantage they can find. Any plans to enact a new congressional map require action in the next few days. Yeah, this is another thing, is that they got to do something before like Tuesday. Stephen Kosky, the commissioner of Virginia Department of Elections, said any changes to the maps will significantly increase the risk of being able to properly prepare. I don't know what that means, because they're saying they have to do it in the next couple days, but then what this guy says is any changes to the maps after the 12th, which is Tuesday, will significantly increase the risk of his agency being unable to properly prepare for the scheduled primary election. So it doesn't sound like they're saying it's illegal or it's impossible, just more so that it would potentially put things behind and make it harder to organize the actual election. Like, this sounds like it's talking about the actual implementation of the election policy, which, you know, step on it. Step on it, Kosky. If that's what you got to do to save democracy, Mr. Kosky. Scott Surabel declined to comment. Well, thanks. Said in an interview that he had not spoken to Jeffries. Lower the mandatory retirement age for the Supreme Court justices. After a column proposing a version of the idea was published Friday night, would have to sign off on any legislation that lowered the judicial retirement age. So that's the governor, Spanberger. She has not been briefed on the proposal. She should do it, bro. So Spanberger is the Democrat that recently won in Virginia on a pretty strong. She's not like a Democratic Socialist type of candidate. So the platform she won on was kind of like, you know, I'm gonna fight Trump. So I imagine she's under a fair amount of pressure to do something about this. And I've been doing this, looking at this article the whole time without showing you guys. Yeah. Darn it. Ms. Spanberger would have to sign off on any legislation that lowered the judicial retirement age. First step in the process. Invoke a January ruling by a circuit court judge that said the 2026 constitutional amendment effort to redraw the maps was invalid. Did not post notice of it at the courthouses 3 months before the election. I don't get what they mean by that. Democrats would aim to use that ruling to seek to invalidate the earlier constitutional amendment that created the state's independent redistricting commission by arguing that courthouses across the state did not post notice of it at the time. That would give the legislature the authority to enact the map of its choosing, which is controlled by Democrats, lowering the mandatory retirement age, the age of the youngest current justice. Virginia judges are appointed by the General Assembly. So what I don't get is if they do this thing where they invalidate the they should just do this, man. They should absolutely force this through. Whatever the fuck they gotta do. Mandatory retirement ages are in place for judges. Lawmakers have expanded state Supreme courts to make them more conservative. We'll go considerably further. Republicans have literally done this before. And LBJ did this too. Stack the Supreme Court? Hell no. Do it. He said he understood. Democrats feel their party needs to fight back. Come on, man. Pass the legitimacy test. What are we talking about? Hey, wake up. Both are the lefts, the same side. I have this conversation all the time. The left is better. In this instance of Republicans versus Democrats, gerrymandering and trying to secure entrenched power for decades, they're definitely not the same. We might need one party Democrat rule. The Communist Democrat Party. Democratic Communist Party of America. Just eradicate the Republicans. I think that's what we need, folks. I think I'm gonna run on that platform. Heimbach. What do you think of that? Heimbach, 1966. You're old as shit. On here, you're 67 and shit. My man's 6'7" years old. Legal experts believe the state ruling could be the final word because it does not involve federal law. That's kind of what I heard, that there's not really much to go with on the Supreme Court level. Actual election has been overturned. We're not going to step back. We're going to fight back. Free helicopter rides for commies. Pull up. I love to ride in a helicopter. For free? One state Democratic Party rule forever. Communist chair Kamala Harris forever. Anarcho-Bidenism. It's funny that he said the left and right are two sides of the same coin, but then he said some shit about commies. The centrist act, man. It always falls apart immediately. What's up, Mr. Possessive? You're down with that platform? Anarcho Kamala Harrisism? We don't have. What do you mean we don't have? Am I missing? I'm missing chats. Oh damn! I didn't realize how many messages that guy sent. I should have got rid of him way sooner. Yeah, we don't have a true left party in the U.S. That's true. It's up to me to save the world. I'm working on it. All options on the table. Doing pretty good. Probably I won't be on stream too much longer, but we'll see. Had a decent week this week, better than last week. Things going pretty good. Working on a few new songs that I want to get out there. I want to release more singles more regularly and just keep dropping those. So I'm working on that, as well as some collaborations. I had somebody hit me up that wanted to do some editing stuff for/with me. Fan of the channel. So we'll see. Sometimes those collaborations have not gone super well. In the past, some of the people that I've reached out with to me haven't been like super up for it. Amira is sad because her cat is being moody. Yeah, I'm trying to creatively thrive. You know, and when it comes to, I guess, like with the pod doing decent, I can kind of do whatever I want. I'm always trying to find some, like the next project that's going to have the same type of sustainability. But I've also gotten the opportunity to try different things. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell her, is that like when these cats go into heat, it's just a straight cycle. So she's probably just in a part of her cycle where she's less loving. But Amira has gotten very attached to the cat, so I think it will. We really got to get it spayed. We thought it was spayed, but you remember the story from last time. So, all right, let's read some more. Constitutional amendment, political fight. Focus on making sure pick up as many of these seats as so they're kind of pivoting to talking about the seats that were already on the table, which like is great, and they still could win those seats. But Democrats have decried the state ruling and the ruling on the Voting Rights Act. Determined Louisiana's second majority black district was unconstitutional, making it difficult to justify redistricting aims at protecting the voting power of minority groups. Minority voters, black, Latino, or language minorities. What is a language minority? Have the opportunity to elect candidates of their choice. Build new coalitions. What does she mean by that? Rampant discrimination across the South. That's true. Should Democrats fire the Virginia Supreme Court that ruled against them? Yes, they should. This is how they steal it. Yeah, the redistricting news has stressed me out more than any other news over the past few months, honestly. Even with how crazy things have been, this has been the biggest, definitely a bit of a black pill on that one. It seems like they have some options. I just wish that I could trust the Democrats would do anything with the options that they have. And it's like, I just wish they behaved that way, you know? They just wait too long and they wring their hands and they like kind of just whine about stuff. And, you know, Republicans just push shit through. And I wish that the party behave like that, because now we're not just talking about like, oh, Democrats don't meet the needs of the working class and stuff. I mean, they're getting into gutting the voting rights, minority rights, you know, black people's voting rights. They're gonna fucking redistrict all the minority communities to have way less of a voice. It's like, this is fundamental Democratic Party shit, and the reason the Democratic Party has any platform at all. So, like, if there's any time, this is absolutely existential for them, because not only are they trying to get, you know, write the maps to write them out of existence, but if Democrats can't defend people's voting rights on this simple level, then they're going to get abandoned altogether. So, and that's what I tell people about third parties too, and outside of the Democrats. While this type of shit might present opportunity to represent people who are normally represented by Democrats, certainly this type of districting doesn't make it easier for any other parties to win. And also, it's like, you don't just automatically have that type of trust and that type of credibility with the minority communities that Democrats have fought for over the decades to, you know, secure their voting rights, to secure their districts so that they have a voice and representation. And while that has entrenched Democratic power to a fair extent, that isn't necessarily a good thing. It's also, we're seeing that it's not promised either. And it's like a fundamental part of what we consider to be a balanced society. So, you know, in other words, like, without any real alternative to the Democratic Party, we can't really afford to lose that representation that they have established over the decades. So it's very, very bad situation when it comes to that. What other cute little words can we write down? Lose, it kind of feels like, yeah, they just have to fight like they have nothing to lose. And like, they could probably get some major wins if they just start being very unhinged about it. Because that's, again, the Republicans have done the same thing and they've gotten pretty goddamn far. So like, I do think that it would really open up some different doors and some completely different norms of politics if Democrats were to start playing that way. Oh, this is the ballroom. Democrats still interesting. Fuck off. I can't. It just takes me to the fucking... Don't I have... Isn't that what this is for? Gotta give them my damn email. It's a major problem that I come across in trying to go through all this news, man, is that like so much of it is behind a paywall. So much important information is completely blocked off. And it's just, it'll be so much shit that you're like, shit that people need to know. And then they're like, go ahead and sign up if you want to keep reading this. And it's like, how can anyone with a good conscience? I know that they have to do something to stay afloat, but it's just so perverse. Boot Schumer, he isn't built for this fight. Yeah, I agree. It pains me to think about Schumer being at the head of the Senate until 2028. He needs to fucking go. He needs to be forced out. That's where I'm saying I wish we could see some quicker movement from Democrats on some of these things, which would lead to complications down the line. It would. That's important to like note. But at the same time, fuck it, bro. They're lawmakers. They can decide this whole shit if they want to. Rat fuck the system. Pigeon wearing tiny Crocs. It's probably the only bird that's real. The realest bird. If someone in Crocs steals your sandwich, then you probably should just let that sandwich go. The person does not give a single fuck. He's starting to figure out some ways to get in there a little bit. This is going to be a real test, man. We're going to have to see what they're going to do. The first time ever the court had ruled an election was unconstitutional. Replace the judges. Democrats might prefer other solutions. Who says this? Down ballot. So I like this. This was just like proposed by somebody. Quinn Yeargain. I don't know who the fuck this is. Professor of the Law of Democracy. So he's a professor. Complete latitude to set the judicial retirement. So this was just suggested by a guy who's just like studied constitutional law. That's kind of the role I want to fill. I want to be the person, even though obviously I'm not the one who, I don't know enough about this shit. But I want to be the person who fucking, like, suggests things, suggests ideas that actually get listened to, especially in moments like this. Like, Democrats should do this and this and this, and then, like, boom. Because that's how a lot of these political strategies originate, is like some writer or something just kind of comes up with this idea. And this dude, just lightning fast when this decision came down, responded with this article. And then now Democrats are considering actually doing that. So I just like that. Pressured mind to get in, waiting for generational shift. This time we don't have. Yeah, and we've allowed representatives to get too old, so it's just become an incredibly unbalanced system. We are deep into an era where if either party suffers a political setback, they simply try to change the rule. So this is an article not in favor. This guy's essentially making the case that Democrats would probably win a lot anyway in the state, which is probably true. But they should still do it anyway. Put that on a shirt. No more dinosaurs in DC. Make them go extinct. Louisiana just becoming less and less of a democracy. Race to draw new congressional maps. One by one, the constituents lined up with questions about the fate of their congressional district. Their Democratic Congressman Cleo Fields didn't have many answers. Congressman Field has served the people of Louisiana for most of his life. Doesn't guarantee a black anything. Wait, what? I'm just occupying the seat, and that's one of the things that people get confused with. When there's a voting rights seat created, it guarantees a black an election? The fuck? No, it doesn't guarantee a black anything. Just gives a black an opportunity to win an election. The fuck? Who the hell said that? Is that this guy? That's him? Why the fuck did he say it like that? Is he a Republican or a Democrat? He's gotta be a Republican. Democratic, yeah. I don't know. He just phrased that in such a weird way. Didn't know Louisiana had much further to fall, but they keep surprising me. Yeah, things are bad in the South. This is getting to a point that seems almost unsustainable. Like when you're just so blatantly attacking black people's representation that they've had for a long time, you're trying to roll back those rights. Seems like that's some really destabilizing shit. Fuck you and your Del Taco ad. Alright, let's rap a little more. This is probably my favorite beat of this cycle. Yeah. Trouble brewing, what the fuck are we doing and what the fuck is new in the United States of America? Something is always brewing, something is always getting misconstrued, and somebody's rights are getting stolen. Roll back to the extent that they eat them, had them in the first place, and now the atoms behind them are probably getting eaten. And you know that you're seeing the end of it, and I'm just seething. I know that there's a sequence to these things, and it behooves me not to be keeping too much news on my feed, so I don't even be seeing through the usual. But it just can't help to get the toothlessness, and it just gets my brain on this useless page, and I can understand the uselessness of our elected representatives. What the fuck do they even represent? They're just trying to be president, barely even present, voting president at times where they need to be actually letting it go and get the essence of it going. Things are just crumbling and falling at our feet, and I'm seeing that there needs to be some type of radical solution, and actually redistributing power and changing and redesigning the Constitution. And the consternation we're facing just needs to be pushed out of the way, cause I'm seeing things are getting worse every day, and in our faces they're playing, they're trying to take us to new planets, and they're planning it, and we've seen the plan they have, rolling back these rights that people have all across the country. And we used to be a beacon for the planet, but now we're beacon in that they should not be coming to the place that we're at. They don't want to see this sequence, and really it's seeming to me like we're backsliding, and there's so many places that we could be improving, and we never got there, never gonna have the time or the youth or the growth to find our place in the air. And it feels like my lungs are running out of air, I'm just out of oxygen, and it's a problem, and I'm not sure why they're talking all this shit. They're trying to just push it across the line, and I'm not finding how the fuck am I supposed to find myself in this environment. This freedom for only the few that make the dollars off of the labor that you and I are doing. They're the only ones that actually have the protection of the law. The rest of us are just used by it and used to move by it, and this is something that is used to keep us all compliant. There is something insidious happening in the air, and it's keeping us all dying, and I'm just trying to dive in the details that keep me describing. There is something wiping, like the windshield is getting a little bit too fudged, too much smudge to see. There's too much fog, I can't see past it. Now this street is turning into a windy place that might be the death of me. The grave that I'm gonna be finding is something I can't even be describing, but I'm sure that they like the lining of it, they like the timing, and I'm just trying to line it up, see if I can keep it running like linemen's. They don't know that they're running the line, trying to run the bag lines back so they can run the bag up. But Virginians need to fight back. People need to be showing up any place they can, showing up at the fucking town hall buildings and making a disruption, causing some destruction, and just giving them instructions. This is a time where people need to be instructive and incisive, and just make their decisions, get decisive, and get their slice of pie, cause this is the type of shit that they're gonna pull if we allow them. And this is a plane that's been pulling over our fucking head for a while. The pilot is flying it, and he's flying it past, not seeing the past, and I'm not seeing if they can even gas me up with the gaseous way that they're trying to have this passionless it's not gonna work, cause I'm just trying to miss this, and this mist is causing me to have some new suggestions. I need to be thinking deeper. This is quite a problem for anyone who wants to be hitting me, but I cannot believe the way that they wanna beleaguer us and leave us at the bottom of the ditch. They wanna ditch all these fucking voting rights that we've had over the years, even though the electeds and the election was held and people voted for what they did. Just overturning it in a minute seems like all bets are off, and if you're concerning it with some kind of rules, some type of rule book that we gotta follow, but they don't, then that is concerning us. That's the type of concerns we need to be putting aside and putting beside and putting behind us, because this is something I'm not trying to put in aside. I'm just trying to live life, and they're trying to live like the Messiah, but this Messiah is not coming, and it's just a mess they're making for all of us. And this is a priority they need to set, cause I'm not sure if the set has enough, and I'm obsessed and I'm getting upset, and I'm trying to place the set, but they're not giving me time to place the bets. Everything is a bet, everything's a casino on the other other side of a church, and you just gotta make the decision of which one to go. But you gotta pay a couple dollars out your pocket either way, and neither one's paying the taxes that they're supposed to, and none of the money's going where it's supposed to go. And this is getting more sick and more disgusting than usual. I'm just seeing if the usual flow's giving them tunnel vision, though this is indiscriminate, trying to pull you in. But of course the polling isn't giving me a thin margin. This is marginalized, like voters in America used to be, but haven't been for quite a while, and they're wildin'. And I'm just wondering why it's taken such a while for them to come to this point. But all it took was a couple years of Trump and a couple decades of falling behind when it comes to our democratic rights, and all of a sudden things are sliding back to the point where we can barely even write and barely even casting our own ballot. What the fuck is the challenge? I'm not sure that they heard about it, but I know that the second that you doubt it is the second that you're blacking out, and the static is overtaking a part of your brain that can actually discern what's happening, and whether or not you're a part of the game or if you're just part of it, a cog in a machine that actually has nothing to say. But I'm gonna stay in my lane, I'm gonna just come out of the lines, color out of them. How the fuck am I gonna get the outcome out of it that I want to if no one's coming around and coming to rise to the occasion? And occasionally I'm gonna find myself blazing, and I might just blaze through the same thing, and I'm sure that it looks amazing, and I'm sure the phrasing and the phraseology, it might take them way longer, but they're gonna have to be hate mongers for way longer for they can actually cause the wind, pull it out, cause there's way more of us, and of course this is gonna cause the equation to be more balanced in a way that pushes them off the force. But it's a long arc, and of course the art and the harm that they've caused is causing all kinds of problems, and probably will for as long as we can imagine. Education is imperative. People need to know, they need to have the information in their brain, they need to pass it along so generations that come don't get their brain blasted by conservative propaganda, cause they're gonna have it handed to them in a basket, no matter where they live, whether it's a red district or a democratic, cause the type of politics they play probably gets their arms twisted in every single enigmatic type of situation, trying to write it down, but the pencil just gives me back attitude, and I'm not even sure if I can weigh it as an asset. But I know that there's too many abscesses, and of course the access is blocked off. I can't even get back to that, but the black dresses that the devil's wearing to my fucking game, just so we can show that he has less to lose. And I'm sure that I have obsessions. Yeah, new track, not coming back. Yeah, this is one thing that it's not coming back. Yeah, getting muted from the channel and you won't be back. But that's just one thing to backtrack on. I haven't mentioned Hassan in a couple weeks because I'm moving on, but seems like people seem to get up in arms about that one, not for one reason or another, but just because they want to hate on him, want to have some type of obsession. But I'm not sure that that's my type of delicacy. I'm gonna move on to the next thing of the menu and the messaging. So let me just make sure I caught your suggestion on talking about the same thing over and over again, cycling and then trying to move on to the next thing doesn't sound too refreshing. But who's gonna be the one that's more hazardous to your health? And I hope you got the last thing that I put on, cause I'm the latest hellion. Demonic might just cause billions to come into the charter, but the charts that you got are way out of date and out of order. So let me just order you to put it back in a place. I'm just gonna move back in place, and of course I have too many horses to tell you. Yeah. Alright, I'll hang out for another minute or two, then I think I'm gonna go. I'll be back with some more shit too. I got some more shit cooking with the homie Lucy and some new projects that I'm trying, and I'm gonna put out some